Okay, hi guys. Welcome to the Camporee. This is the first aid station. My name's Mr. Gotchel, or Walt. If you've been up to Goose Pond, you all know me as Walt. And this is my wife, Mrs. Gotchel, or Mrs. G, if you prefer. She's going to show you right now from the merit badge pamphlet what should be in a home first aid patrol first aid kit, kind of combination of both. Rose?
Yes. So when you have a home first aid kit, of course, this will be larger than the kit that you would usually carry if you're out on the trail backpacking. So it has much more equipment to it. First thing on the list, if you look at the list, the first thing is roller bandages. To have a 2-inch, this is a 2-inch, this is a 1-inch. You're supposed to have 2 of these. So you should have these in the package. Should have a roll of tape. Now, they're calling for adhesive tape, which you can get, but lately it's been found that sometimes people have allergies to latex, adhesive tape. So they recommend paper tape, which this is paper tape. It still works just as good and it will hold down everything. The next thing is alcohol. Now, the book calls for alcohol swabs. This is what a box of alcohol swabs look like. These are the alcohol swabs, okay? Use this for cleaning the area that is injured. Please remember, when you use an alcohol swab, you start with the inside, which is the center of the area, and work it in a circular movement away from. So you want to remove the dirt away from the area. Band-Aids. Assorted Band-Aids, we have a box. There's all different sizes. Some are the little ones that you're used to, and some are the bigger ones. Okay? There's all different sizes in there. These are our gauze pads. 3 by 3 inches gauze pads that you have. But these are the ones that we have, and they have to be sterile, so that's why they're in the package. Okay? That is what you would lay on a wound to cover it, to keep it clean. Moleskin is the substance that you use when you're out hiking. If you get a red spot on your heel or your toe or any of that area, this will cover it so it doesn't become a blister. If it should become a blister, then you want to be able to put it on the blister, but you got to cut the hole out where the blister area is so the blister can breathe. And please remember, do not break blisters. Okay, let them break on their own. We have gel pads, which are next. These are the type of pads that you would put on if somebody gets a burn. You would put this on, or an injury that you don't want the gauze pads to stick to. Sometimes you just want a cover up with a gel pad that has a non-adhesive substance on it that protects it from sticking to the skin, like a burn. If it sticks to the skin, a regular gauze pad, you'll rip it off, you'll rip the skin off too, where the gel foam one, you can't rip the skin off. Triple antibiotic ointment is next. We all should know about that. That's the stuff that you want to put on a cut or anything that needs to be protected against bacteria. Triangular bandages. These are what we use. Triangular bandages. We use these for splints. Use them in case you have a sprain. If you have shoulder damage and you want to protect the arm and the shoulder, then you would use this as a splint. Antibiotic soap. We all should know what that is nowadays with the COVID-19. It's an antiseptic. It comes in a spray, or it comes in a bottle that you just uncap it and squeeze it out. You want always remember to clean your hands with something like this before you attempt to handle anybody and after you get done. You want to wipe your hands clean. Okay? Next is scissors. We have a very large pair of scissors here, but this is called the bandage scissors. As you could tell by the point, this protects the person from getting cut if you should have to use the scissors to cut anything off, like a piece of their clothing or something like that. Tweezers. You should have a pair of tweezers in there. This is to take splinters out. You shouldn't use this on removing ticks because you should not squeeze ticks to take them out. That should be done a different way. Okay? Safety pins. We have a container of safety pins. I have one here with various sizes. We use that for if you should put a bandage on top of a gauze or anything else like that, or you need to clip something down, you're going to be able to use the safety pins for that. Disposable gloves, as you all know, you should wear a pair of gloves because they come in all different colors and sizes. But you should wear gloves. You should have them on before you attempt to even touch the person, because if they're bleeding or they're oozing or anything, you don't want to get it on you, nor do you want to impose anything upon their wounds. Everybody should have a pair of protective goggles in their home kit. This is to prevent blood from spurting in your face if they should get cut, or if they're throwing up, it'll protect you from them throwing up and stuff like that. CPR breathing barrier. This is for you in case you have to perform CPR. This is a barrier that you would put. Now this is one of the ones that already has an attachment to it. Some of them have nothing at all. Those of you who have been at CPR classes with me or anybody else should have a plastic one that has a little square barrier over the top. That's what you want to put down on the person. If you have to breathe into them because they're having breathing issues, cardiac issues, respiratory problems, or anything like that. Pencil and paper, you should have pencil and paper at all times, because what you want to do with the pencil and paper is you want to mark down the date, the time of the injury, the name of the person, and where the injury is, that if this person needs to get transported, you could put it on their clothing by either taping or using a safety pin to attach it. Plus also too, you can use the pencil and paper that if you need to send somebody to get help, you can write down exactly where your location is and what you exactly need. So that would come into handy. Okay. Elastic bandages, right? They make various kinds. This one here has the tape on the side, and you would wrap this around the area of the person. Okay? And this is the type of one that you would use safety pins on if you need to.
You have to have a place to keep this. So if you take all your first aid stuff, get yourself a bag and pack it up, and Mrs. G is going to pack it all up now, and then we're going to get ready to go on a hike. Okay, we're back, Scouts. Mrs. Gotchel, Mrs. G, is going to make a personal first aid kit to take on a hike. I want you to notice that it's in a nylon stuff sack, small one, and it's lined with a plastic bread bag, so if it rains it doesn't get wet. Now, one of the things you want to do is to take adhesive bandages, and if you pay attention, there's people give this stuff away for free, and it's a little plastic case with band-aids in it, and it makes it really, really great for a couple of bandages on a day hike. So Mrs. Gotchel is going to put one of those in, and then we're going to put in some sterile gauze pads, and then she's going to put a roll of adhesive tape in there, and then some pieces of moleskin, which I've already cut. The soap and antibiotic in, there's antiseptic wipes right there. I use the little ones that come in the bags for hiking because you don't have to need big ones. She's going to put some triple antibiotic ointment in there. Well, that's on those pads that she just put in. She's going to put a pair of scissors in there. She's got to put a pair of gloves in there. Always try to make sure you have a pair of gloves. She's going to put a breathing barrier in there. And everybody should have a pencil and paper. In fact, in Troop 60, we made this part of our uniform 30, 40 years ago. So that pretty much makes for the nice little kit that you should carry. Shove that in there and shove it. And this will fit really, really nice in your pack, and you don't have to carry a great big one like this one here that we showed you for home. And you should have enough to take care of yourself. Now your leader will probably carry a little bit bigger one, so if there's a big emergency, he can use it. Now we're going to get ready to go on our hike. Okay, Scouts, we're back. And with doing our social distancing and our quarantining and all, we're going to take a hike from our dining room to Mrs. G's lazy boy in the living room. So here we go. Uh-oh. What happened, Mrs. G?
Well, I sort of wasn't paying attention. And I tripped over this rock and came down on my elbow.
Okay. Can I help you?
Yes, you can.
Okay, you just relax. Did you lose consciousness or knock yourself out?
No, I did not.
Okay, I want to make sure I don't trip on that rock. I want to make sure the area is safe. Is this the arm?
Yes, it is.
Okay, go easy. Okay, just kind of hold it there steady, okay?
Got it.
First aid kit. Okay, you said you didn't lose consciousness. I'm gonna just take a look at you. You feel anything? Anything hurts?
No.
Everything's good? Is that where it hurts, right
Yeah,
here?
that's where it hurts.
Okay. Notice I do one side at a time so I don't get mixed up. Oh, your ankle hurts too.
Well, a little bit, yes. Not as bad as the arm and the hand.
Okay, let me get this out of the way. Okay. So it's right here, right?
Right.
What I want to do is try to splint your arm, and you're going to have to help me. Now, let me get my big first aid kit. Okay. Now, guys, this is your cling. This is what we were talking about, where you can use it to wrap splints, bandages, or whatever. And Mrs. G is hurting, but she can help me. Now, can you put that right in? Okay. Now, I've splinted her, which I think is possibly her wrist. And now I'm going to make a triangular bandage. And if you notice, I really don't have to get a special triangular bandage. I can use her neckerchief. And you go up around her neck. It's gonna be hard, she's laying there. And I'm going to tie a square knot on the triangular bandage, which is right over left, left over right. You tell me when it's comfortable. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
And you notice I'm going to put the knot on the side of her neck. And I'm going to take the bandage and I'm going to try to tie a knot in the end. Okay, how's that feel?
Good.
Okay?
Yep.
So I've immobilized her wrist, but now she kind of said that her ankle's hurting too. So I'm going to try to put a bandage on her ankle. We're going to try to show you the ankle bandage from a better perspective. So you put the in the arch of the foot and you go around. So I bring one up here, I go around behind the ankle, and then I cross over in the front and I find the piece that goes behind the ankle and I go under it, and I find the piece on the other side that goes under the ankle and I go under it, and then I pull it as tight, how's that feel, Mrs. G?
Good.
As I can, and then I finish it off with a square knot. Right over left, left over right, and then there it is. But there's her ankle bandage. It's all printed up. You never take the shoe off, because if the ankle swells, you're never going to get back on, and if you got to get her out of the woods, you don't want her trying to come out barefoot.